In its simplest definition, life is the name given to all of the experiences and lives of all living beings, dominated by functional activities such as birth, growth, breeding, and death during their lifetime. The fact that the phenomenon of life, which has many definitions, was defined as incurable and deadly by the English poet Abraham Cowley shows how differently this word is interpreted, according to the related definitions in biology books. Wait. This is not a science channel. In this video, I will examine the life of humanity from a different perspective.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Evolution, which enables us to make a kind of copying characterized by mutation and natural selection, makes it necessary for living bodies to consume biomass in order to grow and progress. Physical, sexual, chemical, genetic, and organic processes combine with energy to cause movement and human reproduction. Since I mentioned all living creatures at the beginning of the video, I chose to use the word breeding. Other features are the same as humans, which is used in the breeding of animals. In short, I wanted to include animals as well. Now, since I only look at human life, we continue our video with human reproduction. Even if I do not use the definitions of life in biology books, I will seek to study what life is by lessening the biological terms as much as possible. There are cells in all living things on Earth. A cell is a life form that needs protein. It is tiny. It cannot live by itself. Unless there is a congenital genetic problem, our actions guide them. A cell has walls. This friend does not like to receive guests. It experiences in a social life. Cells always refresh themselves and never leave their comfort zone, as they do not desire their happiness to deteriorate. These lovely buddies continue to live in the same form. They have to eat to live. These friends are sensitive to the environment and show their reactions to the environment by evolving when necessary. However, none of these baby cells parts, which evolve and create their own copies, are actually alive.
Say what?
Parts of cells communicate with other organisms of the body, creating a chemical reaction. This reaction gives rise to another reaction, and this cycle continues. A cell witnesses several million chemical reactions per second. With so many chemical reactions, we can even conquer Mars. Sorry. I fell into a dream world for a moment. Anyways. A cell can produce millions of types of proteins, complex micromachines, or uncomplicated proteins. They are processing in the background while you live. Let's repeat, no part of the cell is alive. That's pretty scary too, isn't it? In this context, is our life the fruit of these reactions? Preventing death is the main goal. This is why cells both witness and become a part of this evolution, from one reaction to the next, through their own pieces. Meet with DNA. Working with genetic codes, DNA consists of complex data. Genetic codes are made up of proteins, and DNA is what makes humans live. So is life DNA itself? The answer is no, because DNA cannot do anything by itself. Then say hello to viruses. Viruses? Yes. They are extensions of RNA and DNA and need cells to disturb you. Viruses don't even care what we think of them. They find dead cells in our bodies and recover them. Viruses that bring dead cells back to life recruit them and cause them to fight us like paramilitary soldiers. Viruses, are you playing Ultima Online so you can resurrect them? Never mind. Let's take a look at the mitochondria. This structure is the power source of complex cells. Mitochondria, which like to stay away from bacteria, produce new cells from their existing cells through their own DNA. Unfortunately, mitochondria cells, which enable production by fragmentation, sacrifice themselves and die for the survival of DNA. When living organisms realize that evolution is beneficial, they can act to die. I'm not even talking about computer viruses at all. What is life really? DNA? Viruses? RNA? Mitochondria? Protein? Are we actually the living dead? Don't look at me like that. I am not a scientist. You answer the question. What is life? Your time has begun.